Welcome to week 3 of the Flags and Whistles podcast. Take 2, by the way, because we just recorded half the podcast and our mics weren't on. That's my bad. Sorry, Elias. But
All
it's
good.
me, Carson Flake, and
Elias Stollalaman.
And we're here right back again. And it's going to be a different week because we didn't have the Premier League to talk about.
Obviously, all leagues pretty much, but all European leagues are paused for the international break. We got World Cup qualifiers going on, but that's going to give us a chance to deep dive into the
diving
NFL,
deep today,
which we're happy to do. I'm excited for this opportunity.
We're going to dive real deep, especially in the first half of this podcast because we already talked about it. So let's get right into it. The Giants. This is so weird because I already talked about this. It doesn't matter. You haven't heard it. The Giants stunned the Eagles, and in what was a great game that, I mean, for any NFL fan, especially for Thursday night, we talked about the primetime games last week.
They've been money.
Every single game so far, except for like a couple here and there. Sometimes the Monday night, like when they do the doubleheader thing, kind of doesn't do it. Like
things get loose sometimes over there.
But the Giants stunned the Eagles on Thursday night when we saw the funniest thing ever when Jackson Dart went into his little concussion protocol in the blue tent, and then Scadaboo and Dabble just run in there and are like, no, get him out of the tent. We need to have him in the game. And quite honestly, they really did need to have him because we saw Russell Wilson's performance in the 2 snaps.
Oh, my goodness. 2 snaps of Russell Wilson should be enough and was enough to remind every Giants fan just how good they have it right now with these 2 rookies in the backfield. Jackson Dart had a great performance, and Scadabo had 3 rushing touchdowns and 98 yards. Offensive Rookie of the Year?
We talked about it. It could happen. I mean, you kind of mentioned earlier that, he kind of showed up into this role like because of the injury
to Tracy, yeah.
Yeah. And now he's at that running back 1 role, and he's really stepped into his place doing that. But we also talked that, he runs like a maniac. And it's like, does he, how much CTE does he have, first of all? But second of all, like, how long is he going to be consistently running like the way he is? Like, I kind of made the reference to Pacheco earlier Pacheco was that guy that put his head down and just ran like a demon. And then now he's kind of tamed off a little bit. And I'm wondering how long is Scadaboo going to keep this up in terms of like his insane style of running. But we'll see.
We'll see.
It's his personality too.
Yeah, it's his personality, and he's been consistent. When he was running in college, he was the exact same way.
Yeah.
He puts his head down, motor, tough to tackle. I'd actually be interested to see in how many rushing yards he has after the first point of contact.
True.
Because this guy is a bulldozer.
Absolutely.
And he showed it around the goal line. All of his TDs were in the red zone. He only finished with 98 yards, which is, I don't say why I said only. 98 yards is 98 yards.
Yeah.
But, he's a beast. And if I'm a Giants fan, I am super excited for the future because you have 2 guys in Dart and Scadaboo that are, granted, if no CTE happens to either one of them, are long-term solutions to 2 big problems that the Giants have had in the past.
Yeah, and now if you're a Giants fan, you're excited for the rest of the season, especially after knocking off the Eagles. Now, it wasn't all the Giants. It was a little bit Eagles kind of shooting themselves in the foot because Hurts threw his first interception of 2025 after having 304 straight not intercepted passes.
Completion, incompletion.
Completion and incompletion. And the Eagles had a chance down 27-17 with 11 minutes left, but then that's when that interception happened. Jalen Hurts threw the ball to Jahan Dotson, and Dotson ran it back for a 68-yard return, if you want to call that, which basically killed the game. It was a complete momentum flip. And that the Eagles, had they scored, would have made it a 1-score game, and Jackson Dart just barely returning from his little concussion protocol thingy. Instead, they got that interception, finished the game.
Big win. Statement win for Dabble and for the Giants.
Statement win.
Let's move to the underwhelming game because that was a really good one. So let's move to one that was the opposite. NFL London game. Broncos.
Feel bad for the London fans, man.
Yeah. Broncos versus Jets. If you bought a ticket to that one, I'm sorry.
Well, first of all, if you bought a ticket to that one and you happen to be listening to this podcast, I'm impressed.
Cheers to you.
Cheers. However, I'm sorry for anyone that bought the ticket.
Yeah. So 13-11, the final score of that one. Jets offense, I'm struggling to find words. Deplorable, shocking.
Awful.
They barely finished the game positive in yardage, which is a stat that I hadn't seen before. I think you're reaching a point now where got to look at the coach for the Jets. And you also, which is Aaron Glenn, and you also have to look at players, right? You have star players on that team that are not really going to be happy being 0-6. Sauce Gardner, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. Those are trade candidates in my eyes. Probably not all three of them, but at least one of them. They need value, and they need draft value very badly.
Well, yeah, we kind of talked about like how it's almost a rebuild year. Like they need to rebuild, but they've been rebuilding for a long time. We haven't really seen success out of the Jets for a long time. It will be interesting to see what they do. Possibly a coach firing too.
Yeah,
that's just maybe an idea. But the Broncos are sneakily good. They're 4-2, at home undefeated, away 2-2. But I mean, not a lot of people talk about Bo Nix and his performance. Like he's a very solid quarterback that we saw it a little bit last year, and this year he's really starting to like put it together. He threw for 174 yards, 19 for 30. So not the greatest completion percentage, but and he threw a touchdown pass. So
yeah,
good for him.
Good for him. He's in his sophomore year of being in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Broncos found their guy. I think they were pretty sure that at the end of last year, but this year started off the same way.
Right.
Doesn't always happen. For example, C.J. Stroud, sometimes there's a sophomore slump. For quarterbacks, Bo Nix, I wouldn't say is in that category whatsoever.
Broncos are rolling.
Yeah.
Broncos country is riding.
Without Russell Wilson.
Sam Darnold, we're moving on now.
Seahawks.
Sam Darnold threw for 295 yards with touchdown passes to JSN and Cooper Kupp. JSN had 8 catches for 162 yards. And we talked about this. Is JSN becoming an elite NFL wide receiver?
Yes. I will. We will be some of the biggest supporters of that. I really think when you watch the Seahawks this season and at the end of last season, JSN is becoming that guy. This year, just to give some stats for you guys, he has 42 receptions, 696 yards, and 3 touchdowns through 6 games. Definitely on course for an 1,000-yard season.
Yeah.
And I think on course for being in that conversation of elite NFL wide receivers.
Absolutely.
Big time.
That was an interesting game. I'm trying to find the final score of this one. Hold on. Yeah, 20-12. Weird because we saw the Jaguars have not been a bad team, but they didn't really show up in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like they lost last week to the Chiefs. Now they lose this week to the Seahawks. A little bit of concerning moments for Jaguars fans and then just the offensive organization because they haven't really put together what they should be putting together, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is obviously the first year of Liam Cohen as head coach, and they have gotten a couple wins that have given that fan base some hope. But I also think that you invested heavily, right? You got Travis Hunter. Yes, he plays both sides of the ball.
Sorry, they beat the Chiefs. My bad.
All good.
Lost the Bengals. That's what I was talking about.
That's what it was. But yeah, you drafted Travis Hunter to play both sides of the ball. He hasn't really been, I would say, anything crazy on offense. Consistent as a corner. But yeah, I would say they're a little bit in lack of weapons for Trevor Lawrence. And Trevor Lawrence himself also, I mean, I don't think that he's in any conversation to be traded or benched, but he has not been the Trevor Lawrence that we know he can be.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough when you've got Travis Hunter playing both sides of the ball. I don't know. Like, we kind of talked about this in the past. Like, is he one of those guys that's is he going to find a role as a wide receiver, find a role as a cornerback, or is he going to keep playing both? Because I don't think it's a realistic option for him to keep playing both in the NFL.
Definitely not at the snap count that he's been.
Exactly.
I don't think you can play that much of offense and defense and be incredible in either. I'm happy to be proven wrong. But I don't think that, especially at this stage in his career, that he'll see a lot of success on both sides of the ball.
Right. Moving on, the Ravens-Rams game. Interesting game that probably not a lot of people expected. I bet we talked about this.
I took
Ravens.
I took the Ravens.
I took
so
Rams.
I'll go 0-1 off last week's pick'em. But yeah, Carson, you want to go into that?
Well, the big problem was your number one wide receiver, Zay Flowers, was kind of the Achilles heel of the whole team. He had 2 fumbles, and it's just the injuries that are hurting the Ravens. Obviously, you can't be having the fumbles, but I mean, they're just struggling. They're struggling everywhere.
Yeah.
And Derrick Henry had not been performing at the level he should be / could be performing until actually this week. So he had been held under 50 yards for 4 straight weeks before finally breaking through that against LA, rushing for 122 yards to mark his 49th career 100-plus yard game, but to no avail.
Yeah.
7 points on the board.
7 points on the board, and the Ravens are on a losing streak of 4 games, sitting at 1-5, third in the AFC North. Thank you, and they're on par with the Browns. They have the same record as the Browns, so gulp there.
Talk about a fall off.
Yeah,
the Ravens, man.
The Ravens, and we talked about this. These are the big teams in the NFL that are faltering right now.
Which makes me so excited as the
ecstatic.
season continues. Emphatically ecstatic.
Boom.
I'm so excited as the season continues because it's like, what team's going to show up and be that team?
Yeah.
Because the Eagles have not been that team. Ravens have not been that team. Chiefs have not been that team. Bills lost the Patriots.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
And the Falcons this week.
And maybe it is the Colts. That was a weird sound. Maybe it is the Colts.
Maybe it's Danny Dimes.
Danny freaking Dimes gets it done again. Now, the Cardinals did not have Kyler Murray, but Jacoby Brissett had a performance and a half.
Yeah.
Giving them a chance to win in the final moments. Got them inside the 10, but on a 4th and 7 from the Colts' 9-yard line. Couldn't do it. Arizona fell to 2-4.
Tough, but you have to admire Jacoby Brissett's performance.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this, that he's one of those NFL backup quarterbacks that just consistent.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he almost wins you a game against one of the hotter teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
So when Kyler Murray gets back, I think the Cardinals are still not in a terrible spot.
No.
But this hurts for them.
Yeah, it's almost a little concerning considering Jacoby Brissett had a good game.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, okay, Kyler Murray can come back. Is he going to be that missing piece? Or because Brissett had a good game, is Kyler Murray going to theoretically put up the same numbers?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to just see down the road. But, I mean, the Colts have been just cooking this year. Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones, threw for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor had 123 yards. So, fantastic performance, as the Colts have been doing all season.
Yeah. And they have it's not just Jonathan Taylor now.
Yeah.
They have other weapons. One guy I'd like to throw out there is the tight end, Tyler Warren, rookie out of Penn State.
Unspoken warrior.
Unspoken hero of that team. Great hands, good after the catch. He had a touchdown in that game. And then you have performances from wide receiver 2.5s, as I like to call them.
Yep.
Alec Pierce had a good game. Josh Downs had a good game. He also got a touchdown pass. So Danny Dimes has the weapons, and he has the O-line. And
we talk about how important that O-line is.
Yeah.
And, you know, we talked about this when we talked about it earlier, is that Danny Dimes didn't have that O-line when he was in New York. And Saquon actually said that if Daniel Jones has an actual competent O-line, he's a really good quarterback, and now we're seeing that.
Yeah, I think the word that Saquon used was elite.
Elite.
And he's been elite this season, so shout out Saquon for that take.
What a take.
Let's
get him on the podcast.
Hey, Saquon, if you're watching this, flags and whistles anytime, time and place, you name it.
We'll come to you.
Let's move
to your team.
The Panthers. Yes. I said yes. Call me a bad fan because I also predicted them to lose this game. And last
No, I
week's
thought you
pick 'em-
took them.
No, I said no. I was hopeful, but I said no.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. And the Panthers go on to upset the Cowboys 30-27. Ryan Fitzgerald hitting a field goal in the last couple seconds to win them that game. Still undefeated at the Bank of America Stadium in
Bank.
Charlotte. The Bank.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
And Rico Dowdle. Let's talk about
Revenge
Rico
game.
Dowdle. Revenge game for Rico Dowdle against the Cowboys. He said in an interview before the game that Cowboys defense was going to have to buckle up. They didn't listen. Rico Dowdle goes on for 186 rushing yards, 56 reception yards, and a touchdown. That is the first time that an undrafted running back has put up 200-plus scrimmage yards in back-to-back games since the 80s, I believe,
That's a cool stat.
which is a very cool stat.
Well, I've got a cool stat for you later.
Yeah. That's cooking up.
That's a good stat, though, man.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Rico Suave.
Rico Suave.
So that brings us to another conversation for the Panthers, which is Chuba Hubbard is due back next week. Is Rico Dowdle the RB1, or are we going to see like a Lions situation with Monty and Jahmyr Gibbs where we could have a shared snap count with two guys that are dominant?
I wish I had an answer for you, but I don't know because you see some success with the Lions, doing that, splitting
The back
snaps
Yeah.
kind of thing. But it's also like maybe you can look deeper. Is there one guy that just thrives on third down? Or is there one guy that thrives in the red zone and then you use the other guy? But it's really a cheat code to have two running backs.
Yeah.
Two solid running backs.
Two solid running backs.
Because you
And
can, once one gets tired,
throw on the
you're
other
good.
one. And they're
Yeah.
both good in the passing game as well, which
Yeah.
is a huge help. As well in the passing game, Tet McMillan racks in his first 2 NFL touchdowns after his first 2. He had not caught a single one in any of the previous games. Got 2, and Bryce Young looked good throughout. He threw an interception early in the game, which was actually came off the hands of Tet McMillan and was intercepted by Wilson on the Cowboys. But overall, Bryce Young looked good. QB rating of, I think, 114, which is as high as it's been for him this season. And Dave Canales gets his statement win.
Yeah.
I think before the game, every single big NFL talk show had the Cowboys. So very happy to prove them wrong.
Of course.
And I would say for the Cowboys, the one concerning bit would be the defense. Looks bad. And they've looked consistently bad to the point where pretty much any quarterback that plays against the Cowboys defense
has the game of their life.
looks good.
That's the thing, because like in the games that they've won, they just happen to have their offense outperform.
Yeah.
And get lucky type of thing. But if their offense doesn't show up, their defense isn't going to help them out. So definitely an interesting situation. But for the Panthers, first time they've been a 500 team since 2021.
Think about that, Carson.
It's a
4
long
years
time.
of pain in my life of not even being a 500 team. And I'm
Not to mention the first couple games of this season were still painful.
Yeah, we're still very painful, but I am my hope has been brought back to me in this franchise, in the quarterback, in the coaching, and so I am incredibly happy. Panthers 500. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Speaking of a team that's kind of turned it around, it's the Patriots. Well, the Patriots, they got a win this weekend to put them ahead, at the top of the AFC East. Drake May, 3 touchdowns, 261 yards. And he also led the team in rushing yards with 28, only by 1 yard. But, hey, good for you.
Yeah.
But the Saints really just beat themselves with turnovers and empty drives.
Yeah.
Interesting game. But to talk about the Patriots for a second, I mean, they kind of the same thing as the Panthers, really weren't a team that people were talking about, kind of doubted in the first couple weeks of the season, and I've now kind of turned it around. Drake May looks really good.
He does.
Him, Bo Nix, and whoever we were just talking about earlier, can't think of the name right now. Jackson Dart. Him, Bo Nix, and Jackson Dart are those young guys that are like proving themselves to be the next like Mahomes, Josh Allen,
Yeah.
and Lamar Jackson
Yeah.
type of
Not so much the Lamar comparison in terms of what he
Well,
can do, but
yeah.
in terms of winning, yes.
Well, I'm just saying, like, when those three guys, including probably Joe Burrow as well, when those three guys were coming up, as like building their name for themselves, it was kind of the three of them, the four of them together.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of the same thing with Knicks, and then Drake May, and then
Yeah. And Jaden Daniels as well, I'd throw into that conversation.
Jaden Daniels too. Fair take.
But yeah, but
we'll
who
get to
don't
him later.
who don't have a quarterback who's doing that is the Saints. Obviously, Spencer Rattler didn't really. I mean, in training camp they had a huge battle going on between him and a couple other guys, and I mean he wins the battle, but as
Doesn't
you
win
can
the
see,
games.
the offensive output from him is not great.
Yeah, they need a new stadium too, man.
You ever been there?
No, but I just feel like it's so bland and like.
But it's the dome, though, right?
But it's just, I don't know. For me, it's just like a depressing look when they do like a wide shot of the stadium. I'm just like, I feel like I'm in an auditorium.
Well, that's
don't
probably how
know.
their fans feel.
It probably
just
is.
week after week. But yeah, shout out to Patriots.
Yeah. Move on to Steelers.
Move on to the
Go ahead.
Steelers. So the Steelers beat the Browns, just kick something, and Aaron Rodgers throws for 235 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the Steelers beat the Browns at home for the 22nd straight time in the regular season. Talk about dominance.
Yikes.
Talk about just dominance.
I mean, the Browns are no good.
Yeah.
That's always a fun game. Steelers Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised there was no fight.
Yeah, I mean,
We've seen the helmets getting thrown in that game. We've seen craziness.
the Mason Rudolph incident,
Yes.
yeah, for example.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, and then Mike Tomlin in his post-game press conference questioned the Bears front office for trading Joe Flacco to a in-division rival in the Bengals. Also kind of throwing some shade at Dylan Gabriel, who is still the starter in Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders coming off the bench. We had that conversation last week.
Yeah.
I'll ask the question again to you because I know you're not Sanders' biggest fan.
I'm not.
But
now I might be able to get behind it.
just a game. Just give me
Just
one
see it.
game.
Let's just look at it.
Let's just look at it.
Let's just look at it. Well,
So
maybe it'll happen.
Maybe it'll happen. And final score of that one, 23-9. Steelers walk out. And Carson, let's bring us down to the next one. We have the Bears and the Commanders, where in our podcast script, Carson has something that just says insane stat that I was forbidden to look at before the game. So I'm excited.
I'm happy you were forbidden to look at it because I want you to answer me a question.
All right.
When was the last time that you think that a team has won 2 consecutive games by 1 point with the same score?
God, that's very specific, and it's going to make me want to go back. So I'm just going to – can I shoot out a decade? Is a decade fine, or do I have to pick a year?
Yeah, give me like a how many years ago type of thing.
All right. I will go 30 years.
It's been 99 years.
Ooh.
The last time that a team has won, so the Chicago Bears won 25-24 this week and last week. The last time a team has won with the same score by 1 point in consecutive weeks, talk about an ESPN stat.
Yeah.
And where did I find this? Of course, on ESPN.
Of course.
Was 1926 when the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets rattled off a pair of 7-6 wins over the Detroit Panthers
What
and the Chicago Bears.
Yeah. What games those must have been. God, I can't even imagine what football looked like in the 1920s. That's crazy. 99 years.
I found that like randomly on Twitter today. I looked deeper into it and I was like, I have to add this. And that's why it's this week's insane stat of the week.
And I'm glad that I didn't get a chance to look at that because I'm genuinely shocked.
That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah. But Bears look gritty and good.
And they're now 3-2.
And they're now 3-2. Caleb Williams is looking solid. And rushing game also decent. DeAndre Swift.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Big game-winning field goal for the Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Commanders don't look bad either, though. That was probably one of the better games that we've seen, with those two teams kind of thing. But good performance, good game to watch. It was last night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of was a slow start, I feel like, too.
Yeah.
But then it kind of picked up in the third and fourth quarter and got interesting. I wasn't there to watch it with you,
Yeah.
like we do sometimes on Monday
Sometimes
nights.
we do that, and it's always a pleasure. Had the wings out last night, which is always a good time. Wings and brownies. Tell me how you feel about that for NFL food combo.
What do you think led to that? We'll never know. Moving on, because we're getting to Monday night. We skipped over Sunday night.
Yeah.
So let's do Sunday night, then we'll go back to Monday night. Chiefs get a huge statement win over the Detroit Lions. Final score of 30-17. That was vintage Mahomes, vintage Kelsey, and not good for Butker, my guy.
Yeah.
But what a game that was. Who would have thought? Okay.
We both picked the Lions.
I think we
last
both
week.
picked the Lions.
Yeah.
I wanted the Chiefs to win, obviously, but I assumed they would not show up. Shows you really how powerful Arrowhead is, especially because, so the Lions, if you didn't see on their, I must say like first drive, but it might have been like, it was their first scoring drive. They had you didn't see this, I showed you right before. So Jared Goff actually went under center, didn't snap the ball to himself, went out wide, and then caught a touchdown pass that got ruled away for illegal motion. Well, then what happened after that is really where it gets interesting. So it was like a 5-yard penalty, moved them back, and then he was arguing with the ref and also couldn't hear because Arrowhead was going nuts.
Deafening.
Arguing with the ref for so long that they actually got a delay of game penalty and had to move back another 5 yards, which people kind of looked past that. Now, penalties for the Lions kind of screwed them there. For the Chiefs, first game in a long time, I should have got this stat before. First game in a long time that they actually had 0 penalties accepted against them. They had 2 penalties called, but they weren't accepted.
Wow.
Kind of a crazy moment. I would be curious to see when that last happened.
A very
Should have looked
clean
that
game.
before them. Well, and really, that's probably why the Chiefs won, because Jawan Taylor, their right tackle, has been a consistently bad penalty merchant type of thing. And he's really fixed that and actually had a really good game as well. So Chiefs starting to figure things out. And then now Rashee Rice comes back next week.
Yeah, and that'll be big.
Big.
And I do have one question to ask you, Carson, because last week you said your mom is the biggest Lions fan. Did we have a phone call with your mom? And I want to know how that went.
No phone call, but let me see if I can find this.
Let's get her here.
I
here as a
texted
guest
her.
also.
I texted her. Let's see if I texted her right here. Better luck next time. And I got just a mad emoji from her. So I've got a feeling she was so mad she didn't even want to respond.
Not even a word, just an emoji.
Not even a word, just an emoji.
Fair enough. I'm sure all Lions fans were probably feeling a similar way.
Yeah. Classic Lions.
Classic Lions.
My mom will get that reference too. So now back to the last Monday night game.
Then we have some more Sunday, I think, left too.
More Sunday.
Yeah. We have
We skipped over some stuff.
yeah, we skipped over, happens. We have some Titans Raiders.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Don't forget about that.
2 1-4 teams going into a
What a game.
good little matchup. And the Raiders walk out winners 20-10, which leads to the first coach firing of the year. Brian Callahan has been dismissed by the Titans after a 1-5 start. And so some people I saw on the internet were concerned. And then I saw this stat, which kind of cleared my headspace, which is that Cam Ward, Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, Trevor Lawrence, all the first quarterbacks taken in the last 4 years, all of them have had their rookie head coach fired in that same season.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
weird.
that was Brian Callahan, Matt Eberflus, who's now the defensive coordinator with the Cowboys, Frank Reich with the Panthers, and Urban Meyer with the Jags. So
Wow.
not really as concerning as it seems when you first see it, because all of these guys have had a resurgence, and I'm kind of hoping to see the same thing out of Cam Ward.
It's a good QB.
He's a good QB, man. There's a reason why you spend the first pick on a guy like him.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can come back. Cam Ward can come back, but I would say that for this season, a wash.
Yeah.
Who did have a good game as a rookie was Ashton Genty, who's found his form. 23 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown. Geno Smith also threw for a touchdown. And, Raiders now have 2 wins.
Genty looking good.
Genty is looking good.
Genty's looking good. We talked about him a little bit last week, how he changed his stance, and now he's really outperforming what he did the first couple games of the season. And I'd be curious to see if the Raiders kind of show up a little bit. The AFC West is good now.
Yeah.
Especially now that the Raiders are starting to win games. It's a tight race.
It's a tight race.
Because the Chiefs are actually in 3rd, which you wouldn't expect going into this season. Raiders are in 4th. But AFC West looks exciting.
A lot can happen. A lot of season left.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we have here? Let me think.
We didn't talk Bengals-Packers.
Want to talk Bengals-Packers?
I mean, we can talk Packers. There's not much to talk about in terms of the Bengals. Packers get it done 27-18 Sunday. We did not put any notes, so I'm going to quickly find some notes for the Bengals versus Packers. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Joe Flacco actually had an okay game. 219 yards, 29 for 45 with 2 touchdowns.
And no interceptions?
No interceptions.
And no interceptions.
Packers, on the other hand, Jordan Love had an interception. 1 touchdown, 259 yards. Threw 20 less passes than Joe Flacco did. Interesting. But Packers, not a horrible team. 3-1-1.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs had 2 touchdowns, ran for 93 yards, averaged 5.2 yards per carry.
He got me 31 points in fantasy as well.
Ooh.
I will note out. So Josh Jacobs carrying me and carrying the Packers as well.
Maybe the Bengals, Joe Flacco, might be a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel.
Just like I said, I mean, if Mike Tomlin is confused about that trade and giving a quarterback who, he's well past his prime years, but still a good quarterback, trading him to a division rival is risky. And I think that's obviously much better for the Bengals than Jake Browning. Joe Flacco might actually win you a game.
Might do it. We'll see as it continues. 49ers, Buccaneers, we haven't talked that just yet.
Let's go because Mac Jones finally faltered a little bit. He still threw for almost 350 yards, 347 yards,
crazy.
But 2 interceptions. So not as good as his past couple outings, and I do believe that Brock Purdy will be returning next week. So hopeful, but maybe the end of the short but sweet Mac Jones era.
Mac Jones, another one of those guys I feel like that once he finds the right team could settle into being a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Daniel Jones type of idea. I just don't know. We saw, there was good light from him when he was on the Patriots the last couple years. And, obviously he's a good passer, but not succeeding in the way he would probably want to succeed. Baker Mayfield, on the other hand, having himself a season.
He got MVP chance from the crowd. And actually, I don't know if you saw this, Carson, Tez Johnson, who's actually, this is kind of crazy. Tez Johnson, he's a wide receiver drafted at Oregon, 7th round. Also not by blood, but the brother of Bo Nix.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. But he caught a touchdown pass from Baker Mayfield. The crowd starts chanting MVP. Tez Johnson goes back to the bench and he said to his teammates, "Why are they chanting MVP? I've barely done anything all season." And they said, "Those aren't for you." those are for Baker Mayfield.
That's funny.
But shout out Tez Johnson. Shout out Baker Mayfield. Bucs are 5-1 and clear favorite in that division. And 49ers still alive, 4-2 with their quarterback coming back. So I think that both teams in a good spot.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield in his last 5 games has gotten 1,372 yards so far in the regular season. That's 1,539 yards. Averages 7.9 yards per pass, pretty good. 12 touchdowns and only 1 interception. So His longest pass, 77 yards.
Yeah.
Speaking of 77 yards, what's his name on the Falcons?
Bijan,
Yes.
the guy.
Had a crazy game
Yeah.
last night and a crazy touchdown that went for 81 yards.
Yeah.
What a game that was.
What a game that was. And I will say, when we were talking about penalties and the Chiefs having a lack of them, who had a surplus of them was the Bills.
Yeah.
All over the defense, penalty after penalty. I was watching that game, and that's really what killed them.
Yeah, they had 8 penalties accepted against them last night.
Yeah.
Which totaled to 64 yards.
Yeah.
So 2 decent Monday Night Football games ended up being last night. But, I mean, Bijan Robinson, that's 81. Did you see that run by chance?
Yeah, I did.
That was crazy.
Yeah. That was the stuff of an elite running back.
Yeah, like he was going, and I was like, oh, he's gone. And then I see the guy catch up, and I was like, I think he's still going to go. And then he broke that tackle, went all the way.
Went
Impressive.
all the way. Who also didn't have his best game was Josh Allen.
Yeah, well, we saw him struggle because this is the highest blitz rate Josh Allen has faced since Week 8 of 2021, with 55.9% of his dropbacks being blitzed.
Yeah.
So maybe we found the key to beating Josh
beating
Allen.
Buffalo.
Just blitz.
I'd be interested. I think the Patriots kind of used that same method against him and brought the blitz. It also helps if you're going to bring the blitz, when you drop also into zone on some of those snaps. Obviously, Josh Allen is a guy that when he escapes the pocket and gets into the open field, he's dangerous.
Yep.
He can rip off runs like a running back could at some points. And the Falcons did a good job at keeping a guy there, making sure he didn't escape the pocket. Jonah Ellis, a guy I'd like to shout out on the Falcons defense, had a great game. A couple sacks, pass deflections and stuff. So shout out the Falcons.
Shout out the Falcons.
Competitive little division there
Competitive.
in the NFC South.
Yeah, weird, but competitive.
Yeah.
I think that kind of gets it done here for us. Did we miss any games?
I think we got one more.
One more?
We have to have the Tua conversation again.
Oh, not again.
The Chargers and the Dolphins, close game. Chargers coming out the winner 29-27, improving to 4-2. Dolphins dropped to 1-5. Tua throws 3 picks. Is it time, Carson? Let's have this talk. Is it time to bench
goodbye?
Tua? I wouldn't say goodbye. Bench.
Well, I would say that Tyreek Hill would say yes.
Those guys are not best of buddies.
I mean, when you have one of the best wide receivers, arguably of all time, on your team, and he doesn't like your quarterback going into this season, and then, okay, granted, he got hurt, so now he's not even getting his, receptions, but still, like, Tyreek Hill knows when he sees a good quarterback, especially after playing with Mahomes for so long. He knows when he sees a good quarterback, and if he was doubting Tua, you should probably trust his word a little bit.
It's a good guy to get an opinion from on a quarterback.
Yeah. I think give someone else a chance. Who's their backup? Let's see.
While Carson does that, we'll talk about another backup who did have a good game. Obviously, we talked about in last week's episode, the Chargers were without RB1 and RB2. Najee Harris hurt. Omarion Hampton, the rookie, also hurt in last week's game. So step up Kamani Vidal, who rushed the ball 18 times for 124 yards. So next man up, worked out great for the Chargers.
Good for them.
Hassan Haskins also got a couple carries, but not as much. Only 14 rushing yards for him.
Backup for the Dolphins, QB-wise, Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Interesting.
It's
better than putting in a guy who doesn't have experience. You can't say he doesn't have experience.
Quinn Ewers is also the other backup.
Or QB3.
So throw him in.
Throw him in.
Why not?
If you're 1-5 and your quarterback's throwing 3 interceptions in a game that should be winnable, you look at the score, they only lost by 2, but those 3 interceptions obviously hurt the team.
Absolutely.
Maybe give another guy a try.
Zach Wilson.
Bring him back. So that does it, I think, Carson, for our scores of the week. I will shout out Devon A-Chain has been very consistent and very good this year. 128 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. Pretty much keeps the Dolphins in games.
A-Chain's been good.
Yeah, very good.
If you put a anytime touchdown on A-Chain, probably going to hit.
Probably going to hit. But we don't do that.
No betting.
No
Only NASCAR.
So, Carson, should we bring back Pick'em?
Let's bring it back.
We'll
have a game next week, or we'll have a guest. So if you're somebody that, thinks that you could be a good guest on this podcast, we need you to be knowledgeable about the NFL.
Or the Premier League, because it'll be
or
back.
The Premier League. It will be back. Knowledgeable about the NFL, knowledgeable or about the Premier League. And then, feel like you won't get scared in front of the mic. Hit us up.
Give
be
us a
like,
call.
hey, give me a call. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll think about putting you on because we'd love to have guests.
Yeah. We'd love to have these conversations with more people, bring in more takes, and bring in more fans, too. If you're a fanatic of one team in particular,
Yeah.
come in here and drop your
The more
expertise.
fans, the better.
Yeah, the more fans, the better. But let's get right into this.
into it.
Pick 'em.
Steelers,
we get a little music
Bengals.
for Pick 'em? We got to do
Pick 'em.
something for Pick 'em.
I mean, there's only like one music thing on here. Oh, wait, there's... No, that's
Nah,
not it.
That's not the one.
This
We'll go
might
back
be
to
the
this.
only one. Well, let's get some... I'm going to find a way to get some music
Yeah.
onto this thing. If only I knew a guy that made music. Steelers, Bengals, Thursday Night Football.
Steelers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Duh.
Steelers.
Steelers, all the way. Rams, Jaguars, it's a 9:30 game. Let's see where that is. Wembley Stadium.
Wembley, what a place to play football and also American football.
Talk about perfect for the Flags and Whistles podcast.
Perfect for the flags and whistles. But what do you got there?
I'm gonna go Rams because the Jaguars are not hot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rams. Obviously, Puka injured. Maybe he was questionable. He might come back for that game. But even without Puka, I think the Rams are just favorites there.
The next game would be Eagles, Vikings. Vikings, I think they had a bye this week.
They did have a bye this week. And I'm gonna go Eagles to bounce back.
It's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
It's let me look at I need to know a little bit more about the Vikings. 3-2 wins coming over, or they just lost to the Steelers, beat the Bengals, lost to the Falcons, beat the Bears. You know what? I'll join you on this one.
Eagles,
Next game, Patriots, Titans.
Patriots. It's,
Yeah, the Titans.
yeah.
Yes.
They also now have to find a new head coach.
Yeah, true. So we'll see if they get an interim
Yeah.
here this week. Probably will come out probably tomorrow, if
Yeah.
not Thursday, who they choose. Panthers, Jets.
Panthers. They
Well,
are away from
They're
home.
also playing the Jets.
This is true. And the Panthers have been not great away from home, but I think if there's one team that the Panthers, and I will bite my tongue if this goes wrong, but I think if there's one team the Panthers are certain to win again against, it's the Jets.
Here's what's going to happen. If the Panthers lose, I'm going in, clipping that, and that's opening next week's podcast.
That's fair. I'll also do a punishment if they lose. We can pick that after. But
Okay.
that's how certain I am.
All right. I'm excited for the punishment. Stay tuned. And if you want to see Elias do a punishment, I guess, he just gave himself a punishment. But if you want to see that, go Jets.
Those are the stakes. What's next?
Dolphins, Browns. Browns. Oh, but it's like they're so bad.
Man. I'm going to go Dolphins. I know I just talked a bunch of bad things about the Dolphins, but I do think that they have the better weapons overall and also Devon A-Chain to carry the running game.
Both teams are 1-5. It's
a-
at Browns. If that changes your...
That doesn't change much
Yeah,
for
Browns
me.
have no atmosphere.
Yeah. So I'll take Dolphins.
I'll split it and go show Browns just because you don't know. It's two 1-5 teams.
Yeah.
That'll probably end up being like a weirdly really good game.
Tends to happen.
Yeah, it tends to happen. Bears, Saints.
I'm going to go Bears. I think just coming off of this win against the Commanders and obviously being 3-2 with Caleb Williams looking good, I just think that that's
Yeah, the
one
Saints.
for them.
The Saints have not put enough things together so far. Maybe they'll give like a little bit of a, like they might cover the spread.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to take the Bears. Next game, Also at 1 p.m., Chiefs-Raiders.
Chiefs.
Chiefs. Raiders are not good enough yet.
Not good enough.
Genty is not good enough yet. And Chiefs are rolling. Chiefs have Rice back.
Yeah, that'll be a big help.
That will be a big help. Colts-Chargers.
That's actually a very good game.
It's going to be a good game.
I saw that game before, and I was like, oh, that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Chargers because I like to be different. And
Colts are a little too high on their wins, you think?
And
It's at Chargers too, but that's not, again, same thing, not really a...
Yeah. I mean, I think the big separator in that game is the running game, obviously, of Jonathan Taylor on one end and Kamani Vidal as the RB1 on the other side. So I think if the Colts stick true to the run game, which they have been all season, it'll be tough. But for some reason, my gut is telling me Chargers.
I'm going to go with the Colts because of their poor defensive performance. The last 2 weeks, they've allowed 27 points.
The Chargers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They allowed 27 to the Dolphins, 27 to the Commanders, 21. So they barely won the last game. So conceptually, they're 0-3, but really like half 0.5 and 2.5 if we're getting down to the 0.5s here.
If we're getting down to the stats.
I mean, they're allowing a lot of points. The last time that they didn't allow more than 20 points was against the Raiders on September 15th when they allowed 9.
Yeah, and that was the Raiders.
And that was the Raiders before we saw the Genty switch. Yeah. So I think I'm going to go Colts. They're still rolling.
All right.
Where's the next one? Giants, Broncos might also be a really good game.
Also be a really good game, and I'm going to go Giants. I think they're hot right now. I think that Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, if they stay in that same run of form. Also, the Giants have a very good pass rush. Brian Burns, former Panther, up there in the NFL for sacks, got one this weekend. So I'm going to go them.
I'm also going to take the Giants on this one. All the things you just said, I agree.
All
so
right.
Moving on.
I love agreeing.
Oh, I thought you said I love agreeing.
Oh, no. I love agreeing.
Oh, well, let's keep agreeing on the green. And speaking of green, Packers are green and yellow, and they're playing the Cardinals.
And I'm going to go Packers.
Also Packers. Depends if Kyler Murray comes back or not. Is he supposed to be back?
I'm not actually sure.
It's at Cardinals, which will be a little bit different.
Right now he's questionable. So
questionable.
That'll be a later in the week kind of thing.
That will be. I'm still going to probably roll with the Packers on that one, but I could see it becoming a really good game, especially if Brissett plays the same way or if Kyler Murray comes back. Next game, Commanders-Cowboys. That might be a high-scoring shootout. What the heck? Did you see that light?
Our lights just did a thing.
Okay.
But I'm going to go Cowboys. I think that the Cowboys, as bad as the Cowboys' defense is, key in point, the Panthers game, their offense is top 5 in the NFL, and I think that Dak Prescott is also there.
Yeah, but the Commanders' offense.
Yeah, it's true.
Good, too. I'm taking Commanders.
It's a heavy hitter.
We're splitting a lot this week.
We're splitting. I like it.
I'm taking the Commanders. They have been money on offense, and I think that Cowboys' defense won't be good enough to stop them. 49ers, Falcons. What?
Ooh. That for me is gonna be dependent on whether or not Brock Purdy comes back. But I'm gonna go 49ers anyway.
Dude, we keep splitting.
Falcons, really?
I'm going Falcons. Even though they put up the goose egg against the Panthers 3 weeks ago, they beat the Commanders. They beat the Bills.
It's true.
I'm going to take them to have a stunner. That's Sunday Night Football. That's going to be fun. The next game, Monday night.
Last one.
Buccaneers, Lions. Well, there's 2 Monday nights. So,
you're right.
So sorry.
That's a good game. Bucs, Lions. That's a very good game. I'm going to take...
At Lions, by the way.
I'm going to take Detroit then.
I am as well.
But Baker Mayfield is in the MVP conversation for a reason.
Yep.
And so that'll be super good. But I think the Lions will just outlast them.
I think it's an important bounce-back game for the Lions. They've got a lot going into it. We didn't ever touch on the little fight that happened at the end of the Chiefs-Lions game. Did you see that?
I did see that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, interesting because Dan Campbell totally condemned it.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Yeah.
But I think definitely a bounce-back game for the Lions. I think they're going to get it done, especially at home on Monday Night Football. Ford Field has been a great place to have, a good atmosphere, and I think that's going to help them get to a win, and push them to 5-2. Final game on Monday night, kickoff at 10 p.m. Eastern.
That's brutal
because
for
it's
us.
in Seattle.
That is brutal for us.
Houston at Seattle.
I'm going to take Seattle. I'm going to keep riding the JSN train and the Sam Darnold train.
I'm going to keep riding the Texans aren't good enough and the fall off of whatever his name is. Can I think of it? C.J. Stroud needs to be studied. Although he threw for 4 touchdowns last game, but
I don't know. Inconsistency, I would say, from him, and I think that the Seahawks have been the opposite of that. I think that their wide receiver core and Sam Darnold have been just that, the C word, consistent, and yeah. So that finishes us off there.
Yeah, it does.
That is episode 3 of the Flags and Whistles podcast. I'm Elias Stoll-Aleman with my co-host
Carson Flake.
And we appreciate your time. We are going to get this episode out to you as fast as possible. And that'll do it.
Make sure you're following us on Instagram, Carson.Flake, and holla back at Elias.
That is right.
And we're going to get more clips out, too.
That'll
be fun.
Yeah.
All right.
We're excited to hear from you in the comments. Let us know.
Another
flash of lights telling us to get the heck out of the studio. So we'll do just that. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you next week.
Goodbye.